Well, the AT&T iPad security kerfuffle continues to evolve. AT&T has finally sent out their letter, a non-apology apology.
Mm-hmm.
They said, here's the letter, we got it. It says, on June 7th, we learned that unauthorized computer hackers, with quotes,
Mm-hmm.
maliciously exploited a function designed to make your iPad login process faster by pre-populating an AT&T authentication page with the email address you used to register your iPad for 3G service, etc., etc. The hackers deliberately went to great efforts with a random program to extract possible ICC-IDs and capture customer email addresses. They then put together a list of these emails and distributed it for their own publicity. You know what? I got to say something.
Those devils. This is like the worst. Ugh, go ahead.
Anyway, I was. This has been a morally somewhat complex issue. Gray hat hacking always is, and I
I
was
know.
I was leaning towards siding with AT&T on this, saying they should have been informed more. They should have been more part of the process of the release of this information. But after reading this, and then the Goatse Security guys' response to it, there we said it, okay? Response to it, I am now no longer on the AT&T side. I am on the hackers' side because this letter was just nonsense.
Well, yeah, I don't know that I'm now left on anybody's side. I think that it certainly is. It's arguable behavior. Gray hat hacking is always arguable behavior. I think that Goatse was very clear about the fact that they didn't go to AT&T first.
Yes.
But it is absolutely ludicrous for AT&T to send out a letter to subscribers basically acting like criminals broke into their system, and that it was like, some big denial of service attack, or it was a malicious attack that couldn't have possibly been prevented because these hackers were just so darn smart and scary and nefarious.
Yeah.
It's like, no. You had a legitimate, wide open security hole. It was easy to exploit, and people who are in the security business, and yes, it's a business and it's an exploitative business, so to speak, took advantage of your wide open hole, and then you closed it, and then you acted like, the Russian mafia was behind it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everybody here should just like go into their separate corners because they all suck.
Well, the guys who exploited this and then collected the data and then sent it to Gawker Media. I mean, nobody here is morally perfect in the clear or even acting totally ethically, I believe. However,
Right.
I am coming down, if you have to swing the needle one way or the other, I would definitely come down on the guys who found this exploit, sent it to the press, did not use the data, did not send the data of the email keys everywhere, and said basically to the media, here is this data, here's how the hack works, and didn't actually publicize this until AT&T had already closed this thing. And furthermore, they're saying, look, if this was an easy exploit, easy, and certainly when you understand how it was done, where basically you're guessing a bunch of IDs, which is not hard, and then you get the email addresses from them, this is something that could have been exploited by somebody else, and nobody would have ever known about it. And it could have been much, much worse.
I do not think it is even remotely okay that Goatse emailed around an unredacted list of email addresses. Even if they only emailed it to one source, it was unredacted, and that is unacceptable.
Yeah.
However, if they were in fact like malicious hackers, then they just would have published it.
Right, and also, I mean, on the other side, they don't make it easy to like them. I mean, they link their page. They say they're sponsored by some weird homophobic group, and their name itself is revolting. And I mean, they make it difficult. They're kind of buffoons when it comes to dealing with the media in a way to make the media like them. But what they are saying here, when you get past all that bluster and past all that kind of idiot savant of security stuff, what they are saying here makes perfect sense. Look, this is a bad hole, and it needed to get out there, and nobody was listening. And then, then of course, they won't go to Gawker, which is of course the company, the blog network that did the whole iPhone leak. So that also adds sketchiness to the whole thing. But again, looking beyond that, it's like, you know what, AT&T, you don't have much to stand on here. I mean, these guys really did you a service, and, fix the hole and quit your whining.
I know. That moral high ground of that email is really embarrassing. And it's basically, somebody in the chat room just called it blamestorming, which is kind of perfect. It's like, you know what, how about you just take responsibility, like legitimately, for the fact that you had a security leak, say that it's closed, and talk about the steps that you're doing to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
And then shut up.
And next time, don't pre-populate a logon page with the username. You never. It's Security 101. You don't pre-populate pages. And anyway.
You don't have a page where you connect a username with an email address.
Yeah.
It's not. That's just basic idiocy. So AT&T, you need to step on down.
All right.
Box there.
And we'll be back after this one, after we cool down a little bit.